Welcome to this week's edition of World Crisis Radio. This is your host, Webster Tarpley, here in Washington, D.C. And the world financial panic, the second wave, the dreaded second wave of the world financial and economic depression rolls on and on. And remember, bailouts don't work. Austerity does not work. New Deal measures work. Proven track record. You want to defend civilization? New Deal. And the equivalent of that is essentially the national and indeed international economic recovery program. Recovery from depression is understood. The economic recovery program at the very top of tarpley.net. It's been there for a while. Get those measures implemented or face the destruction of civilization or learn Chinese on the way. Those are the choices. Forget the free market and malarkey. Forget all the stuff from the Austrian school and other poisonous foreign doctrines. It's time for the American system. Alexander Hamilton, Abraham Lincoln, Henry Carey, Franklin D. Roosevelt, John F. Kennedy. That's the tradition. You're a traditionalist? Go with the tradition. Now, here's what we have today. Fear stalks Wall Street. Panic is back. We're now 8 days since the amazing 1,000-point flash crash. But today we have the markets, and this is now the end of the week. So we're here at Friday, May 14th already, 2010. Rumors this morning that France is on the verge of bankruptcy, that France is in big trouble. This is a rumor. I don't know what the basis of this is, but this is what is moving the markets now, a sure sign of panic when the worst apocalyptic rumors are taken seriously. We've got a story that during the negotiations about the $1 trillion lunatic euro bailout last week, and remember, bailouts don't work and austerity does not work, we had Sarkozy threatening to leave the euro. Sarkozy threatens to leave the euro. And we've got some attacks coming up on the ratings agencies. We've got a lot of Wall Street big firms under investigation, under civil suit, and quite possibly under indictment by the federal government. Bring it on. Indict those Wall Street zombie bankers. Indict those various hedge fund. Last week, the thesis you've heard here, Trichet, the head European Central Bank, confirmed last weekend that the world is dealing with a systemic crisis. Systemic crisis, meaning a general breakdown crisis. The last time we heard this, of course, was in the period September, October, November of 2008. So that pause of a year and a half is over. The second wave of the depression is hitting with a vengeance, and this will look more like a depression. I guarantee you. We're going to have a lot fewer fools running around saying, get government off my back. They're going to say, where's the bread line? Where's the bread line? How do I get a bowl of soup? Because that's the kind of depression we're going to have. People living in Obamavilles are going to wonder who's going to put them in some kind of a human habitation. Because private charity breaks down, other kinds of measures don't work. It will take government intervention. Yes, that's right, government intervention to deal with this depression. The other thing, of course, in addition to Trichet confirming that it's a systemic crisis, we had Olli Rehn, R-E-H-N, O-L-L-I-R-E-H-N. He is the faceless non-entity bureaucrat who does the financial portfolio for the European Commission. He also confirmed that it is a systemic crisis. It is a breakdown crisis. It is a disintegration. And indeed, we have the word disintegration. Again, part of my vocabulary, you can look it up in the book Surviving the Cataclysm. Second edition is out. You can get it. We have a whole chapter on models of disintegration. There's one chapter called Models of Collapse. That would be simply things like stock market panics, 1929, stock market panics, 1987, standard garden variety stuff. Disintegration is several steps beyond that, several orders of magnitude. What we have here is Paul Adolf Volcker the leading financial institutions reactionary in the United States, now ensconced in the Obama White House, but he is a reactionary. He is a Wall Street institutionalist, defends the zombie banks and so forth. He says that the euro is now threatened by disintegration. Yes, disintegration of the euro. And that's what we're hearing in these rumors, that Sarkozy threatens to quit the euro bloc. We could have France leaving the euro, Germany leaving the euro. We don't like these scenarios. The chaotic collapse of the euro is not what we need, especially when it's being imposed by foreigners, hedge fund hyenas, and zombie bankers like Goldman Sachs and Soros and the rest of them. That is no way to make decisions in Europe. But nevertheless, if the Eurogawks and Eurocrats don't adopt the kinds of policies we recommend here, they will face the disintegration of the euro sooner rather than later. We have coverage on CNBC this week that the British pound is now on the debt radar. Yes, the British are about as bankrupt as Greece, all in all. And now we have the two smiling faces. We have Cameron, the rich elitist, oligarch, Eton, Oxford, Tory, reactionary, obviously with a veneer of acceptance of various health and safety questions, but still a reactionary at heart. And he's now joined by his friend Clegg, the smiling liblab, clever liberal imperialist, he thinks. That's now the vice prime minister of Britain. So that's now the regime, and we're going to have some more about that. We've got a couple of Bilderberger operatives in the government, and that's simply a way to understand that this is a new government of the City of London. That's all it is. Fresh-faced punks brought in from Oxbridge and recycled for a couple of years through the parties, and these will now be the operatives. And their program is already clear. Savage austerity, brutal austerity, drastic austerity. They say that they will protect the National Health Service. They will accentuate the genocidal features of the National Health Service. We've also got an article here in the Wall Street Journal last couple of days about how Italy is also in bad shape. So Britain, Italy on the target list, and those two together are more than enough to blow out the world. From when you go from Spain to Italy and Britain, you go to countries at the very top rank of the sovereign debtors in the world in terms of the just the absolute amount of debt. So this is going on. It is a systemic crisis. Again, Trichet and Olli Rehn confirm it. It is the disintegration of the euro on the agenda. We've also got various scoundrels. We've got Ackermann, the head of Deutsche Bank. They went bankrupt in 1931. They may go bankrupt again. But his line is not that he is toast. He's going around saying that Greece is toast. The new European culinary delight is called Greek toast, or Greece as toast. This is a bank that has gone over to an Anglo-Saxon cultural model under that guy Copper 20 years ago. So this is the final fruit of that decadence. We'll be back in a minute on World Crisis Radio.